Hi everyone, and welcome to this very special episode of Up Back Through podcast. Today we have all our distinguished guests ready to have great conversation with everyone here today. I'd like to start off this episode by honoring someone that we consider a legend, Mr. Max Mqadi, who was kind enough to host us today.
Okay.
Here we have a Legends jersey because the team considers you a legend and thanks you for your contribution to society.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so we'll go around the table. Everyone can just briefly introduce themselves, tell us a little bit about themselves before we get the episode going, just so we know each other and can have a proper conversation with one another.
My name is Tebogo Tlolane. I'm from Johannesburg, but now staying in Durban, obviously. But yeah, as we go, we'll just get to know each other, but playing for Arrows, obviously. And yeah, then we can just carry on and see where we go from there. But yeah.
Thank you, Tebogo.
Hi, I'm Brandon Theron from Cape Town. I'm a very funny and loving person. Yeah, and you'll see as the podcast goes along.
Nice to meet you, Brandon.
My name is Uzinhle Mqadi, born and bred in Durban, CEO of the world-renowned Max's Lifestyle, which is hosting everybody today for this podcast.
Lovely.
Max Mqadi, the founder and the owner of Max Lifestyle. Now it's a chairman. As my daughter told you, now she's a CEO. I'm from Umlazi, but here I'm staying in Mhlanga.
Lovely, thank you.
Okay, I'm Usnenhlanhla Wakamthembu, founder and owner of Nenezani's Hair Studios. I'm from Durban, in Namonfo.
Lovely to meet you, Sneh.
Thank you.
My name is Ziyanda Makanya. I'm your co-host today, and I'm also born and bred Khona Mlazi, and it's a pleasure to be here with everyone today.
Okay. Kagiso Malinga from Mpumalanga. Kodwa ngihlala eThekwini manje, but then yeah, so wazana.
Lovely to meet you.
Igama lami mina ngu-Andile Sibongo wafika izolo kodwa bangibiza uCarrots. I'm from Enanda.
Someone carrots.
I want to say.
So yeah, it's Enanda. So coach of my junior when I'm with Golden Arrows. So I was a former footballer with Golden Arrows. So chairman abakhulu bakhona namhlanje bayasi.
Siyabonga. Thank you, everyone. So to start the conversation, I'm going to put you in the hot spots. I've got a special question for each of you guys. I'll go one by one. The team I'll do together so you can pick if you all want to answer, if you want to have a specific say on an issue. And then we have our founders, our CEOs, Naboge. They will get their own questions. So the first question is for the team. Are the players ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not an interview. You guys already have the jobs. You guys. So it's okay. Okay. The first question: how was the emotional experience with the Legends jerseys? You guys won against Royal AM and Cape Town City. You were stuck in traffic for 4 hours before the Royal AM game. Can you talk us through what that felt like emotionally?
I think the best guy that can answer that question right now is Brandon, as he was involved in the game and in that experience. So maybe we can speak from the outside. It was, the team is playing 7:30, Mara, the game is not there. So we're wondering where's the guys, but we're communicating with the phones and like, Kati, where you guys, what's happening? Oh, we're stuck in traffic, and as you know, this N3, it's a mess.
Yeah.
So Mina, at that time I was speaking to Ryan about like, bruh, the game is, what's gonna happen? So I think from obviously being part of the team, but also being an outsider, not being in the team at that time, it wasn't serious for me because I'm not in traffic. But
How
the
many
guys
team players were stuck in the traffic?
I think 20 plus coaching staff, obviously. But I think for the guys, there's a bit of, especially when you go play a game, it's a standard routine. So you know your calculator. I'm also a hotel. It'll take you 30 minutes to figure to the ground. So once that goes over the line, your body starts to react a different way, I suppose, because we programmed, as much as we're footballers, but we programmed to a certain time. So a game, if it's supposed to start at 7, your body mentally needs the game to start at 7. So once it starts at 9, I'm a sitcom, I'm a series, now your mind is no more on the game. So I think from being part of the team but not being in the team at that time, I think that game for me was the most defining character building for the team, to be stuck in traffic and to win the game. It's not about the matter of, yeah, we won the game, which we did. Yeah, we won the game.
Of course.
But just think about what happened prior. The Cape Town City game, okay, sharp. I just want to talk about that game.
Sure.
Because in a normal circumstance, you lose such a game. Because your mind, the coffee cappuccino that they drink, it's out of your system. But you have to reprogram your mind. So, like I say, I think myself, Malinga, Carrot can say the same, being an outsider. But for Yena, bega corner in the past, I'm sure I'm sure your body doesn't want to play anymore. Because I knew I wasn't going to be, so when but he had to play. So for me, I give the guys flowers and banquets and bouquets, because to play in that circumstance, to win the coach my booty was something machine after game. So can you imagine how he was grilling them on the bus? So being easy, but I'm sure he's the one that can give you the experience, like how it felt like them telling, okay guys, Sophia 9 or 8. Because I think you guys got it like 8, né? Yes. So I think he's the guy to tell you about.
Brandon, take us through it.
Yeah, on the topic of the legends, it was, I can say that they started very well preparing for the game, but as we received the gift to wear the Legends t-shirt, for me I would take things very passionate. It's something for I even made a joke with Lungelo to say, not for long, I want my face there, because it's something special to have people to remember people like that 10 years ago, their kids and all those things. It's very special because even our coach is on there. And he also started the day to say, guys, can be you. It's only if we put the right mindset, And I personally felt, the warmth. This is an important game. We never got a good result in a couple of weeks, so it's a derby, and where I'm from, derby, it's like Imlazi, Lamontville, we fight, it's a rival, So we put everything on the line, and the spirit was good, the team was focused, well prepared, everything was as we planned. As we got to hit the road, it was, after the toll gate, it was just, everything went haywire, Luckily for us, the game got postponed a bit later. It was very difficult to be mentally strong because you're starting to get hungry. You're starting, fruits don't fall anymore. But it's very important to also understand how powerful the mind is, to keep each other in the game. As we're sitting here, we're a team. So it's very important, like he passed it on. It's the same energy we need to pass on just for the same common goal. And especially for the badge, we all sacrifice a lot to be here. And so we have to make the most of it. So we need to remind each other, And luckily for us, we also have a good chairman who also always try to put cherry on top for us, through these difficult times. So it is difficult, but sometimes in life, it will never be easy. There's always a challenge, so we just have to have the right mind to face this challenge and try overcome. We fail, we just need to get up, so it's very important, the mind, feed the mind right, and we fed it right, yes, in the game. Fatigue came in, but we stick together and we managed to get over the line, and that's a very good thing for the community of Durban. And for a couple of years since I've been here, I think we're the number 1 Durban team at the moment.
I think, if I can add on what Brendan's saying, when you plan for the game and then you get disturbed, even your mind gets disturbed. So this thing happens when I was coaching Mentec. We went to play Yebo, yes. There was Kifle, Remy Manenza, Bernard Loshows was coaching, Yeboyes, I was coaching, and we went to the changing room, we go inside, Koto Refabeko. But Yeboyes was a reserve of Pirate. They were not there. I said, you see, this is a mind game. So we stayed for 30 minutes and then the ref was there. Tina, we were ready and then we come out. We end up losing that game 2-1 to Yeboyes. So I understand when that thing needs character. It's not all the players, they have character. There is few players that connectable and Wi-Fi to get your character back. Sometimes that's why I go to a game, it needs two people to change a game. Even in the business, you need, if you are a president, you need one person to change the whole world. So even in the football, you need 3 players can lift other players and connect. Come on, guys. And 2, that game was a derby. So I was sitting there, I was looking at up, checking my team Pirate this side, checking my team Arrow this side, because it delayed. The game delayed. So the intent of the game was too high. I saw. And you showed the current because it was 2-2. And then you scored last minute because even Mamki didn't want to lose because it's about the ego of a derby and the character of the individuality of the players. They won the game because I even remember the second goal. There's this player was playing for Mamkis before.
The third goal.
It's a third goal.
Third goal.
Yes, that shows how you wanted the game. Remember, you came in a difficult time where team was not winning, and you was needed most. And in mentality, yours, you know, Gucci, a Royal AM mentally with everything is happening there, they are disadvantaged. So it was not going to be right for you not winning that game. So I understand, Gucci, you need the character of players in order you to live the game. There is players who are slow starter. There are players who start so quick. There are players who takes 30 to 40 minutes to adjust with the game. And then you find out the team is warm. But the way you fought that day, I was so proud and I was so happy.
Thank you.
Congratulations, guys. Yeah. That was your work. So my next question is for Zinhle, our CEO. Zinhle, as the CEO and your father being the founder of Max's Lifestyle, what is your working relationship like? And has it affected your personal father-daughter relationship at all?
Our working and father-daughter relationship, I feel, has always been what it is now. You know, so growing up, I was living with him through this building of this establishment, you know. So I was part of seeing the growth, and him speaking business related things to me didn't start because now I'm CEO. That's just how he started our relationship, where he would bring me to work. And that's how our father-daughter relationship was, where I was involved in his work life as well. And his lectures about business and all these things that he teaches you, which I'm sure a lot of people get these lectures also because that's just how he is. Yes. He will nurture you, even just whatever industry you're in. So I feel, Uti, it's not a relationship manje for business. It's always been that way. We've always spoken that way. He's always spoken business into me. So it wasn't something new and drastic that had to change. Uti, now let's move away from you're my daughter. Now you are CEO of my business. You know, it was a change that flowed so well because that was the relationship built from a young age. I mean, this business started when I was 8 years old. You know, and at that time I would come on weekends, Nizelana, and ngihlala kuside busha nje elincane ne-kiosk eqaleni edayisa just essentials for the community, and I'd sit behind the counter and they taught me how to do the till, you know. So just from that experience and how I started being here, relationship here to very consisted of work and business and mentorship to where we are now. So the change wasn't like drastic. Okay, now when are we father and daughter? It always flowed together from a very young age, you know. So now it's easy to do both. Yeah.
Wow, it sounds like a very natural progression, and you have got very big shoes to fill, but I have no doubts that you will do. You're doing amazing so far. So Slindelo Khulu Wayne. Third question is for our founder, Max. What is your relationship with football and the Madlala family?
Yo, I think if ngikhuluma ngebhola vele ngivuka uhlevana, especially when you talk about arrows. I started to be involved a lot. By the way, umzala. By the way, we are not just a friend, umzala. So if you touch him, you touch me. So I started when I was coaching football a long time ago, when Rocky was still there. So I was coaching Mentec United. He was going with the Sekonam, the likes of Osbego, and there was a young team, Matangan and I. We was playing friend game, Mlazi Mentec with Golden Arrows. Mzala, Konuzo check abadlali la, abapha abadlali ngabona. Fast forward, there is time when Golden Arrows get relegated, when Rocky was already passed on, rest in peace. So, and Umzala was alone as a woman. They start problems. I called Umzala. I said, there is a war and the fight here that he needs men. I want to get involved. And I get involved. I never asked. I did. I did. I left even my business. In that time of the business, there was a place called Iatini, was taking over to my business. I left my business when it was a difficult time to come to go and rescue Golden Arrows first. And then even my people called like bodyguard, they said, boss, why are you going to help the team while the business is in a difficult times? There's a new place next to you. I said, I will deal with my business after Arrows get back to Premier League. So I left everything as it is. I took all my people. We went there. So Umzala is not the person who even watching the soccer when the team is playing. And as a woman, it doesn't have that guard and the fear. So I'm becoming a pillar of strength to her. So I was, every time when the team is playing, I was there. Every time when the team is training, I was there. Kwakuno Patleti, kunalo mfana osela muntu bani, ubheka phakathi, waye coach lapho. So there was a big problem. Kube nabadlali, ngifike ngibona i-problem, ngithi mzala, there is problem here. We don't have a strike. There is this guy, efanele izela, izodlala a strike position. The battle at that time team was winning, but not convincingly. And Bartlett was giving the attitude not to want to listen what Umzala was saying. It was very difficult situation. Can you imagine you lose 100 million to 10 million? You're relegated. You are a woman. You're alone. You need somebody. And then I raised my hand, which I can do this. Fast forward, we get involved. What I noticed when Arrows was playing, sitting there, I noticed ukuthi the team was easy. The backline was attacking the Pirate, attacking Arrows, not even the midfielder, the backline. And I said to Mzala, there is a problem here. We don't have a strike esisajwayo. This backline, they can be fearless to go up. They go up so easily. So now we're starting to struggle because I'm a team ivele akupuga right back, left back, center back, but I take Arrows, and when backline goes up, about free ama midfield, the spaces. It's easy to go there on front. I said, please, Mzala, go and look for me. I need 3 players. Wabuya kumina wangifonela ebusuku. Wathi Mzala ngikhulume noMapudi. Wangithi ngikhulume noFika Izolo. Wathi ukhulume no, who's this boy from Private? Shitolo. Wathi ukhulume noShitolo. Wathi nje the time ethi I get to Mapudi, ngathi that is the right one. Because I know uMapudi can fight with the defenders, can fight with the referees, can fight. So kuzoba nesithunzi manje because this boy, they are down, nobody's up to lift the team. We need the person that can push the team. Come on, let's go. And Mapudi came and do that, and this thing comes like a gloves. So in that time, I was going with the team. There is time where engayengagijisa imoto hlala ne-Richards Bay, ngavala amawashi, ngisuke ngo-2:45, and that game, i-Royal AM, yayidlala ne-Cosmos, and then Cosmos, they won 5-0, and that day, if we won, we was going to qualify. So many things was happening wrong. Even these people were supposed to fire in that time. I said to Mzal, don't disturb anything. If these people give us a problem, let's be calm and collected and cross the river. We'll deal with them when we cross the river. Because once you touch the players, or you ususa mhlambe ubona ukuthi ucoach umsuse kanti intambo siphela ivele ihlakazeke yonke isystem. So don't even touch it. Funa ubekezele noma umuntu uyahlukumezeka ubekezele. The time you cross the bridge and then you get smart. So okay, ubani yena khuluma, I'm in charge now.
Nazo.
Because you get what you want. And then we go there and then we won. The time we won and then team. And I remember ngangino Manqoba Mkhize ngathi Manqoba, when I'm involved to something, I never fail.
Amen.
Arrows will go back to Premier League. And then I did so. After that, I call all my people. I said, listen here, now it's the time to go back to my business and bring my business back where is glorious time, when the glorious time. And then I left, we come back, we took everything on. Until today, Arrows is the most respected people, respected team. Nobody can take Arrows for granted because I install that power and the dignity of Golden Arrows. Because if you're a woman, it's like my daughter, she is a CEO. But the day I can see the power of her is the day when I'm passed on. When I'm still alive, I can't see her power actually because my power still around here. That's why you don't see even the peddler cards here. If you can check next door, there's peddler cards. No one breaks here. No one comes and breaks here because people around here, I build them, they respect me, but sometimes they don't respect my daughter. Sometimes they respect my daughter because I'm still here. Once I'm gone, many things will change. Can you imagine how it was difficult for Mzala alone, being a woman, bekhona ulungelo kuphela, khona uNonceba kuphela, no one wayindoda. I remember the day siyodlala iDerby with the Royal AM. There was a big fight. That's why I'm talking about this game. Because Royal AM, that time it was the enemy of Golden Arrows. In that time, not enemy because Ushon is my sister, even Beno Mantoba as well, but in football, it's like Chiefs and Parades. But in football, it was the enemy. Before, there was time when there was a first game was for Ushon, and then we were sitting here with Sean. They wanted the ticket. If we found a ticket, because football is about home and away. Because if you don't want to give them the ticket, they will do the same to you. So I think they never give the ticket is enough for Golden Arrows. And then there comes the time when now it's a 10 of a Golden Arrows. I remember even a grey one bus, it came here. First time you see in the history, grey one driving inside of Umlas. We did that with Umzala because we do things behind the scene that you don't know how we do it. We do it. So the grey one comes here, I escort the players, we took the players to the ground. It was tense. It was tense. Sasing and I VIP, we didn't have a VIP, we didn't have anything. I took my reserve players, we put in the stand, I put the bodyguard around, we sit in the stand. We never go even in the VIP. There comes a time when now they're supposed to go and play in Chatsworth. It was more than times 5 fights than that fight that day. I even make sure Neba mustn't go to the gate everywhere because it was the war of football. You need to understand. If you're talking about Mamkiz as my sister, I can die for her, I can die for Umzalawam. But in a football, we're not friends until the game is finished. So we went there, and then I remember that day, we won that game because I wanted that game, Uguti, we did everything. We need to win this game. And Mapud at that time, when he's scoring the goal, was showing the fingers. I sent Vusi Togotel, I said to Vusi, please, go and tell Mapud they must stop what he's doing because he's going to get the red card. And I need him. So in football, you don't play alone in the ground. You play outside, change room, make sure your players believe to your vision that's what you want. That's what those players, Mapute, this boy, and Shitolo, they put that injection to that arrows that, these arrows that you're playing Kuyona today. It was not an easy transaction to go back to PSL. So it's something that we always revise each and every day with Umzala because it was very emotional. It's not easy in football if you know football. You go, you're relegated, you come back immediately. That thing doesn't happen. Sometimes you can relegate it forever, gone, finish, money gone, finish. And then I said to Mzala, Mzala, do what you can do, I will do what you do. But what I want, we want the team to go back to Premier League. If you look at all of those things, how Umzala can becoming a CEO of a big, massive institution, if she failed to put Golden Arrows in the Premier League, how can you be running? So, which means the relationship is deeper than you think, it's deeper than the family. The family sometimes, ukakhulume ngawo sisi wakho, akuhlebe, your brother, akumonazele, but me and Umzala and Matlala family, it's more than everything. It's emotional because football is very emotional football, and he knows what I'm a Pirate fan. Every time when Pirates play, you see when there's a trophy, I'm there taking the trophy, I speak with the chairman. By the way, a person who makes me meet chairman as my role model, Umzala.
Oh, nice.
How I meet chairman through Umzala, Dr. Ivan Khoza. Umzala knows ukuthi chairman is my role model. But it's because Umzala was talking about everything I was doing for Arrows that he started even asking, who is Umzala wako? Who is Umzala wako? Once upon a time when I was in Sentin, I was coming from Louis Vuitton, ngihamba noManqoba Mkhize, athi uManqoba, hey, Mlungu, nangu Babu Ivan. I went to Dr. Ivan. I said, Sabona Baba, mina nguMax Umzala Kamanto. What, how? Kajabula ukukubona. We went to the shop. He bought me clothes. While I was having my Louis Vuitton, the shop kept closed.
Wow.
It was me and him in the shop. Manqoba and other boys I was calling, they were shaking to see the shop. The way he gave me the respect, I was so humble. This is my role model, but this person respect me a lot. And then he chose the shirt, the Scotch, Ellie Scotch shirt. He said to me, I give you this shirt. Every time you must remind me. You will remember me about this shirt. Leli shirt ligqokwa yimina. He took the. I never even wear that shirt. I even never to wear that shirt. Wathi mina uligqoke le shirt and go kumzala wakho ungamtsheli ukuthi kade unami uzothi ulithatha phi shirt la chairman ngoba uyazi ukuthi leli chairman leli shirt lakhe. From that day we create a massive relationship with Dr. Ivan Khoza and his family. Automatically I became a family of Ivan Khoza. If of Khoza's family, if Pirate is here, I make sure that everything is sorted. If Pirate is playing, I make sure that everything. If anything wrong, Pume must call me. But we have a problem that, okay, if I look, and then I will sort all those things. So, which means Khoza's family, Madlala family, Mqadi's family, becoming because of football. Because if football can unite enemies, can unite people, even in a stadium, ungathi umlungu ungafuna angene igoli mesupport Arrows ngomambili. So that's how it's deep. I can talk to another day.
That's perfect. Right? That is the perfect answer.
Can I just add on to what he said, ne? He was talking about his relationship with Dr. Ivan Khoza, and from what he did, ngaleso sikhathi yakwakha yakwenza umuntu, right? Ngizo-emphasize kakhulu leyo because I think now you are the same person. Mhlawumbe ngeke uzukhumbule, it was 10 years ago. Sisazama nje. I came here with 2 guys engangifunda in high school. Sisazama into ama-event not 10 years ago, maybe even less. But what so renovated one? When was it?
Hey, I've been renovating.
But there was a renovation ezokwenzeka. I'm gonna make 2 examples. We went to 2 places. I'm not gonna mention the first one. But la yokuqala saya khona safikisa ingane siphethe nje pheshana sifuna ukwenza event. Sifuna ukusho ukuthi sicela ukubuza ukuthi ungafuna iphesenti elingakanani. So the first place that we went to, they brushed us off, you know. Ukuthi fanele nifike nemali ethize, we can't just sebenza ngamaphesenti bese nisela sinini. Right? So the second place was here. When we came here, sahlaliswa la ngaphansi kwafika usisi nje sibuzayo. Ngizothenga sathi cha, kahle kahle sizocela ukwenza event like hi. wathiwa okay ubhuti la ekhaya sombiza as and you came wasihlalisa phansi offered us ijuice wasibuza ukuthi size ngani sachaza mase kuchazela lokho wathi angifuni ukube ngathi ngiyanxosha but kune establishment engizoyenza la ngizokwakha and I don't think ukuthi this is the right time ukuthi ningenza an event wase wathi thina but remember this yonke into yenzeka for a reason. This might not be the right time ukuthi niqale lento yenu yini ukwakha kwami mhlawumbe ukuniputha on pause but when the right time kuzokwenzeka kahle and I took that from you. As big as you were awuzange ukubukele ngani ngani ahambani like ngidinga imali but you're able to sit us down.
Yeah.
You even took us on a tour sitshengisa ukuthi bona umbumba ngaza banjani wasisa phezulu so that's you didn't realize what you were doing then but angakha wena wakwenza ngoba kusuka kuwena ngaphakathi but into oyenza nawe ezokisa kude nami eyangakha yangisa kude as a person.
That's very See what I mean? See what I mean? Everyone has experienced a bit of the mentorship.
So it's like, but he was able to sit us down and like, do you guys want something to drink? But yes.
You know, to add what you're saying, when I was launching the place, official launch, I said my speaker is Dr. Ivan Khoza. And then he came to launch this place. It was a black tie event. Akekho MEC wayengekho because of the influence yakhe. And then where's I was or launcher he left start. If you go down there, you can see pictures of him evula Lindau. Can you imagine to me? I think when I achieve all. I met my role model. He come whereas I was ovula my establishment umsebenzi wami, which means into engajwayelekile leyo. Ama role model ethu siwagcina kude uzuyofa uthi umuntu role model. Oh. You know when you want to be respected, you need to be very humble to people. Yes. And you don't know umuntu okhuluma naye ngelinye ilanga uyomfica upresident.
True.
So that is why how it's important ukuthi uhlangana nomuntu, especially sengeke ngibuke lento. Most of these people abane wisdom nabaphiwe, they are chosen one. I always call people like Dr. Prakeza, all this type of people, Patrice Matip, I always call them the chosen one. It's not everyone who do a business to be successful. Because people, they don't understand to run a brand, you need to be a brand yourself. And you are a chosen one by God. That is why those type of people, abawi. I would abahamba difficult times.
They do.
But abawi because they are a chosen one. But if you're not chosen one, you'll fall and go finish. Because you are not a chosen one. But nababa nama difficulties and then they will come up. Difficulties, they come. Ay man, lo muntu wayevele phiwe. Because if you remember, even abantwana baka Israel be Jerusalem, there was a problem. Ayikho ijeni smooth, and leyo jeni leyo difficult jeni iyo le kwenza ukube strong, iyo le kwenza ukuthi uhlonishwe. If bonke labantu sibabiza ngama role model bangahlala la asitshele ukuthi how Dr. Ivan Khoza becoming a chairman of Orlando Pirates, akutshela ama difficulties. Sometimes ukwake kufike la ukuthi now ufuna ugive up. Khona lento eba inside yongafuni ukuhluleka. Ayikho kunombani ilento esekhekheni it's not to everybody. Akubo bonke ungazali ingane uthi I have 5 kids uzinhle mina I have 12 kids by the way, 5 girls 7 boys, but there is few one they can have that thing. But now umbona ngediscipline asuke nayo, umbona ngokulalela asuke nayo. Omunye ufuna ukumoldwa, omunye uvele amoldeke suka as like me. I was staying alone in a shack. Ngangaphuza utshwala, ngihamba negebengu emlazi, but I never do anything of that. But I was going with them. I never drink, I never smoke, I never been in a club, as you see me. I never, but I know everything that it's happening in a business. That I like a business can ungalibeka la ngingachazela uthi le business lenziwa kanje 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 kanje, because I have a wisdom, not education. I'm not education, but I have wisdom. Wisdom is more than education, because education we are crammed to pass. A wisdom is stored inside you from Mozart.
Just to add on what you said about abantu being chosen ones, I can fully agree with that, especially when it comes to business, because kunabantu la emhlabeni esiphila nabo who sometimes they choose themselves. Ubona ukuthi umuntu yena useyikhethelile ukuthi they're chosen, and those are the people obabona behluleka endleleni because some sebeyitshelile bona ukuthi I'm gifted, I'm this, I'm that, and most times you'll find those people carving their journeys off of other people, like babona ubani enza kanje ngeke ngihlule mina, and they don't remember or they don't take notice of the fact that uNkulunkulu gives you a gift, so you can replicate it, you can go around thinking that now you're made, but uzophelela endleleni.
But to add to what you're saying, Songela, sometimes we're gifted, but you work for it. Even you gifted doesn't mean ukuthi uzothi mina I'm gifted ngazalwa ngibethe bese uhlala phansi. No, it doesn't work like that. Inezinto eziningi lezi zinto, compromise, sacrifice, never give up, uhamba nobani, uziphethe kanjani, and all those things comes together becoming yes. So futhi ungaba the chosen one, but kithi mina isinhle ngiyakubona ukuthi ufuna lento kodwa behavior yakho it's something like being a soccer player. Soccer player, there is people that are skillful, abanye bama hard work. Some people are hard work, but those one who are skillful normally bayahlupha baba nama attitude, and those attitude end up being benga-reach hard work. I can tell you the player ukuthi so and so, it was a hard work. It was not a great player, but wa richer into engazange richwe uJabu Phuli, or why skillful, or Chipale Kolea, whatever you can name. Kube sekubakhona players that are chosen one. I can make an example. Dr. Khumalo is the chosen one. Do you know what to Doctor? It's a celebrate even now more than the players that are currently playing. If I come a good doctor, everybody knows what this is Dr. Khumalo, because he's a chosen one. Doesn't mean the time of foot doctor it was the best, more than Moshozi, but more than Ochirwal, more than everybody. Is a chosen one person. Unendekchwa charisma. I can go to David Beckham. There is players was better than David Beckham. Oh, Zinedine Zidane, you can name them in that time of David Beckham. But David Beckham was so famous. Everybody was know. Those things awuvesane uzalwa nazo, uzalwa umbethe, but ziyasetshenziswa. If you look at what David Beckham was doing, by the way, he was doing the cross, that's all. If you're doing what Zidane was doing, but he never had the status. Even today, even today, I'm talking about retired players here. Even today, if you can check Eli Figa, David Beckham, you check Eli Figa, Zinedine, I find because he's a chosen one.
There's a quote that says, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Yes.
Yes.
I think that
So true.
sums up.
I wish boys, as you listen here, because I'm a businessman, there is life after football. There is life after football. But what is important, what are you doing now while your leg still carries you? What are you doing now? Don't try to start the business when you're not getting any money anymore.
Don't be too comfortable.
Never. Start to do things for the business. And you know, when you're too far than business people, they never take you serious as businessmen. They take you as a soccer player. That is why when your career in the soccer is finished, they will always call for soccer. Like team kunama trophy la ombulelo ubani badlalela team like because ngiyayithanda. One day bazokubizela, hey boy, enimlandeli siyodlala sinegame emla stadium. But they never talk business to you. They never talk business to you. Try to get involved in the business while you're still playing. Invest your money in the right way. You have a role model while you play. A role model, a business role model, not a soccer role model. Because when you might, ungafani wena nabantu ekuthiwa uyocoach iPirates or uyocoachana uqeda ukudlala vele kuphele ngawe finish. Siyabona usuphumuka yonke amazinya wasekho so ufana na uBrendan shawele wase Cape Town yona ngisho uthi uyabona subona iplayer kwenzekeni le player but what you notice, these players, they never get time of sitting with business people and listening to them, and then try to do something while you're still playing soccer. Do something while you're earning money. So you'll say, which, missing, you know, I'm retired. But as I'm retired, my exit of my retirement is a farm. I bought 40 hectares in Midlands. I'm building the wedding venue. When I bought, there is a Goodwill, there is a restaurant, there is a 4-star guest house, there is 2 dams there. That's what I'm busy with because I'm saying traffic. I'm done with traffic. By the way, I will never come back to Max Left Start. If my daughter, they have failed, Brendan, bring money. You rent there, everything. You make 500,000, you make money. If I'm still alive, nobody will touch the place. So, Patty, you must have a plan. Yes, the one for but you must have a plan. If every time when you're doing anything, you must have if. Every time, what if? You know what is emotionally after you won? Mzala, do you know what was going to happen if we failed to put this team in Premier League? That makes you becoming so emotional. When you think, I remember when I get shot there. When I get shot was 14 bullets. There's bullets here, from here, from here. I was not shaken. When I drove, the guy, he tried to hit me at the back. He was already bullet here because he was standing here, shooting me, sitting in the car.
Close range.
The iPhone was here. I was not in the call. I was hiding, goes down. Because he shot me in the front, I went down. He came this side. He put the bullet, I go down. That's how the bullets go there. And then I drove. That time is a traffic. I'm becoming a Schumacher. Because I'm a fearless. If I was not a fearless, I was going to die in the spot. So the time I drove, I just drove. Can you imagine thinking about these people are following me?
Yeah.
Can you imagine the traffic, to pull on the traffic? But if unefear, same time, right in the spot, because we quad. This is why so all those things isn't that you're supposed to. With testimony yakho kuNkulunkulu. Bafowethu ayikho into enzeka by accident in your life. You see, boy, there was a plan which you'll go to Pirates, they will loan you, you come back, you end up in go. It was written. Yonke into esiyenzayo ikwi-scripts sethu. That is written by the court. There is nothing happened for accident, which it was the accident. It's not the accident. It was the journey that are supposed to go through. You can have an accident la so-5. Mina no Brendan singashoni. Bashone bonke abantu. Because it was not our time. Mina no Brendan. But uNkulunkulu will put you in that accident. So you wake up and think about God. How I survive? It's me or it's God? Let me change my lifestyle. Let me embrace ukuthi ngisindile la. Do you understand? I'm not ukuthi I left my business because I get shot. I don't fear for that thing. It was the time. Sometimes uNkulunkulu wathi you stay 21 years, your whole youth life building this establishment. Now is the time to move. Because this place was in my heart. So it was difficult to let it go. So I need a gun to push me out.
To shoot you out.
So I can give my children a chance. Because ngabe ngisahlele even today. Ngabe even while El Plaza Liko. Because I loved this place. I was always building something. If you go that side, there is a garden. I built the garden. I paid 4 million. That I was always putting the man. Everything was here. And God said, no, move.
Yes.
But move must. And then you can move. You see? Yes. So, guys, please, boys, I'm telling you from now, because sometimes I will never talk to you. Do everything business now while you still have a contract. Start something and start small. You can't wake up tomorrow and build Chiefs. You can't build Manchester. Just slowly. In that slowly, it's so difficult. In that slowly, in that small, it's so difficult. In that small. Ungavela uhlule itafula Brendan, udayisa fish no mama apple. Uvela ngasa-odeka kodwa phelile. Uthi kanjani manje? Because ngi-odile and I never did anything wrong, but angikho imali yokuphinda ngi-ode. You see, that's how the business, you need to get in. That's why Zinhle saying, I was taking her when she was young. Wangangimshayisa ithini eshayithini la. Wayihlala lapha ethilini ngimbekela ihlala ashayithile mekwabhede ngimthethise kithi ngithe shayithile lapha, because I know ukuthi school zinabakhethiweyo. If you want to be rich by the school, fanele ube no PhD, fanele uhlele ufunwa amakhampani. Yes, fanele uhlele wazi ukuthi lona nje uvele wathathwa uUnilever, uyena uyi-CEO ka-Unilever, unama-benefit. Those people, they get money. Even business people, they don't get, because when you're business, you always take money back. You always take money back. You end up being not have nothing. But school is not ukuthi it's not right, but inkinga yaso sinabanikazi baso. Fanele futhi appreciate lokho. If it's school, and it's very important bafana bami ukuthi what you do with money. We're talking business now. And never flash, never buy expensive car. Never. Lalela bafana bami, imali yakhuluma baba, akhuluma inhliziyo, khuluma imali. Iyona ethi thenga iLamborghini. You can't uvela uvuke ekuseni uhambe uyothenga imoto ebizayo, uhambe uyoboleka, go and borrow the deposit. It means you are not qualified. For what?
Don't afford.
For what? Don't put yourself under pressure for no good reason. Every day I'm driving a Golf R every day. I hate these cars. I have a G-Wagon, I have this, but I hate them. It's not me. It's not me. So, don't, guys. I know soccer players, problem of soccer players. I know what's the problem of soccer players. Hey, why this a boy now is having a Golf R and then now you go to a Golf R? Remember, man, I'm a service fan, I'm a contractor fan. And men figure nihlukene nibese nisuka nibese ngiqala ipolitiki nifika ngokuhlukana kweinkinga zenu uthola icontract yakho no chairman in the office, but kwichichi down the line usuhlangana nabantu usubulala iteam kodwa you have a contract kanje no chairman. These people was not there. Inkinga zethu ayifani. So when you deal with the contract, and guys, I remember a long time ago, I was talking with Utso. Utso was wanted to move from Pirates, cause what, crying about money. I said, so, you have 10 years. Even Andile, wehleleza la baba, I want to go over, saying, we have 10 years in Pirates. And I'm sure why you can't stay becoming a legend? I don't know, manje baba fanele ngihambe ngiyaphesheya. If chairman has agreed, I don't have a problem. Ngaphuma again. Wahamba washona le. Problem when you start to come back and bafana bam is la ukhona hamba kahle. Ukuze ukwazi ukubuya. Siyazwana?
Yeah.
Hamba kahle, hamba nge-blessing. I know the loss of players, what's the problem? Hamba umuntu sene-attitude, hamba umuntu. Remember, when I take Figizolo from the amateur, medical doctor, everything, akadlali ngiyamholela and this, meke wadlala isizini eyodwa, bamemeza. Usefuna imali useyahlupha usenjani akakhumbuli mina the time I was investing when he was injured engadlali but ngimholela. This is business. Football is business. These people are running business. Business fanele wazi na ufanele the time when usu right usu ne attitude awusadlali awusagive 100% because now in athi ngifuna ukuhamba. But guys, again, be educated about contract. Contract is a contract. You must own the contract 150%. When you own the contract 150%, it pay vela the next team.
True.
No, because manje sengizohamba angisadlali mina always talk umzala angifoni lento uthi umdlali mangabe sohamba kuthiwa akasadlaliswa. Team is going to lose. Vele uzohamba mezohamba but akadlale imali iphela le uyakhonelwa akadlala aqede amaphini ungathi hayi akasadlaliswa ngoba usuzohamba. Those things kill football and kills you. I always say ukuthi as players you need people who can advise you, can understand. Can understand business and understand football. Luckily I know both.
Yes.
I understand business, understand football. I play football. They was called me Sister Monique. Unfortunately, I never make it. Unfortunately, ngathi mina mano doctor sebelena ngisazala la nona nengetho bephume etshele ayifusenge yeka.
Do you understand mhlambe wena as I said nakho I know ukuthi we got Narrows.
Yes.
If the bezwe ngegama lika Max Max Mkhathi what bona bazo ukuthi Max unendawo kuyagrova kuphela. Do you understand ukuthi how difficult kubona? Mina I'm always saying makhulu yabo ngithe mangithola i-call up interview.
Yes.
And then I asked ukuthi abazwe bekhona. The question yami nje yokuqala. Hayi wachaza uthanda. So bekhona baba Max. Oh, okay. But aba understand abantu mina I know you akaze laba i-arrows ekhona manje izinto ezibhede kufika abantu abangamazi. I'm sure first day is the party told I hammer kahle. Let's mind out the 2 games about winning and then they lost only 2 games to 3 games. But there will be a surprise if we will come with changing room. Emakhanda lo baba lo sefilo Max manje sekuthi obviously khona abantu abazokhuluma ngemove ukuthi usezofunana ebusha manje nyama. Understand? I feel mina angisho ukuthini. I'm looking for abantu abezayo since kade nikhona ke-arrows. I'm looking for abantu abezayo ngemuva abantu abazothatha over babe ama-CEO ante sengasekho. Ngifila ngazo ukuthi kunale party luphisa omncane exacting ukuthi they understand. They don't know arrows but they play for arrows.
I know.
Yeah.
You're quite right. By the way, ngesikhathini hlula ngicishe ngafika. So it's because these people are running arrows. I don't want to disturb them because even my daughter, I don't come here. Sometimes as I came today, it's for second time. Unyaga. I'm not talking about month. ngiza once la ngingaphinde ngiza because ngifuna azi ukuthi I'm in charge nabantu bamjwayele ukuthi she is in charge because if ngiza la abantu bahlele sifuna ukubona iRazo zize zonke igebengu la sizobona iRazo wonke umuntu la imlazi uzozathi ufuna ukuzobona iRazo agcine yena esebuyele eceleni kanti fanele umuntu umefika lathi ufuna uzidla ba understand ukuthi she is in charge so we Golden Arrows I'm there every fucking day yes ngikhuluma nomzala every day ebusuku 3 hours 3 hours about iArrows ngi unpack ukuthi what's the problem kwenzekalani but nginga uqinisile lento eshoyo because ngiba kude umuntu meqhamuka doesn't know me ukuthi who I am. By the way, they know piece of me. There is so many people asebezoshintsha indlela ebebecabanga ngayo from this interview about this Max. Ehlezi khulunywa ngayo. Yabona into engisho because if iArrows ishawo ngivelethi mzala I can't go back to that route. It was an emotionally difficult route. If iArrows can relegate you. So we need to do things early. And by the way, ayikho decision ayithathayo ngazange ngiconsult fanele nazi nje ukuthi uzomfonela uBootmax ngimbonise bese ngithi egcineni it's your business this is what I think take your own decision meaning angimtshela ukuthi enzeni ngifike ngi-advise according my knowledge of football and understanding people and attitude of a player and all those things even coaching stuff even coaching ngisho ulungele ethi ucabangani uzobuya athi ulungele uthe atshele mina ngithi mina no but mzala because uyazi ukuthi akanamuntu ngaphandle kwamzala umzala wami doesn't listen to anybody doesn't listen angakutshela ukuthi I only listen kumzala wami kuphela akuyena umuntu that is the easiest person to approach umtshele noma yini so lento le yenza ukuthi ngifike ngi-advise mina ngisho uyayifuna athi cabanga usibani ngim-unpack lo muntu ngithi lo muntu unje mengibuka iArrows iculture yakhe nje mengibuka umuntu kunje mhlawumbe uzothi hey but mzala akho lutho kwimarket ibese ngithi but mzala sengichazile hamba ke wena obona ukuthi wenzani abuya ngifone ekseni ayisengicabangile mzala ngithi hayi nambe ngifele ngicabanga kanjani akaze mengicabanga into kungabi yona engishilo because uyazi ukuthi this person have interest in the heart ngeArrows it's not the person ofuna ngifail. And once Arrows yahlula 3 games 2 game ngiyafona mzala isho phela sondela so sondela neyinsizwa lapha ngibona ama rifle ngibona sex serious manje ngazohlala ngathi ithi messengezelwe kanje ngazohlala
they don't understand let me ngwenze an example since mina Damex ngihlalile ekhaya past 7 months 8 months ngisuka from ePolokwane mina mina if into ngithi le mina ngeke yenzeke manje angiyithandi mina personal and ungaba ubani ube ubani uzomele ngazi ukuthi ngirespect ngento eyiyona kuqala before ngithathe i-advice yakho ukuthi ngize ngithi ish eqhubisile uDamex uStize uhlala ngazoqhamuka umuntu ohlala ku room wakhe mina mase ngidecide ukuthi no hamba noTeron dlala noTeron ngiyakutshela ukuthi mina ngeke ngikwazi ukudlala noTeron ungibuze why ngeke ngikwazi ukudlala noTeron ngikutshela uTeron u1 and 2 and 3 mina ku1 no2 no3 lokho ngikuhlangana the reason why ngisho njalo Damex wena ngibuye ekhaya ngifonela ekhaya kuthiwa uso right ngithi ngani thiwa ngokudlala ngithi sengihlelekile I'm looking for a team angiyitholi so mina Damex there's something efanele si understand kunezinto mina ngathi mangiyikhuluma wena you will feel like uyitshela ukuthi uyini lo carrot or uyitshela ukuthi uyini lo fikizona kanti ngikhuluma for it ngiya-understand ngine-understanding ukuthi why kwenzeka ukuthi that's why ngithi I was sitting with Malinga with Damex when come over ethi carrot uyena uDamex nayo so uma nepolitical ngithi mina yena muphi kulaba yena so uyambona ukuthi shuthi uDamex angasathi uyafika esipanini namhlanje ezemali engahoza la engamazi ukuthi ubani yazi mfana wami yazi bethu nokudribula wena so unokumele wenze so akamazi yini azomtshela yona lo wabhuti wegolf t-shirt yeboss mhlambe lofake eGucci angithi bayakhona abantu bashaya uGucci wena Damex ushaya iboss akusila wena yazi kodwa ukuthi yazi skipper sakhe seGucci lesi kuzoba ukuthi mina kade ngifuna ukukhombisa uMalinga ngibona that thing ngithi nina Malinga le arrows lena imost abantu asebedlalile I think wafike wagcina ngoLuckysburg angikhumbuli kolelinye iplayer ungitshela manginamanga elake kwathi kuphunywa beqeda ukuyodlala bakunikeza iwin enkulu and then allow ukuthi uphinde umbone la ekhaya bona bazi ukuthi since sesazi ukuthi ubaMax waka arrows thina ngesiphinde size kaMax mina we came with ama shows big shows mina uyazi bengithethe sanjalo it's fine ngokuthi uzomthethe okusala kuzonke yena kaMax why ngona khe ngithi Damex ngathi ukhona Damex
No, you know umzala wayekaletha abadlali la athi ningahamba niyojabula kodwa ngifuna niyeka mzala one nizoba safe one nizohlala kahle bafike bahlale kwi-VIP bahlale kahle. Most of players alikho player ngaze lifike la Teko Modise they call me Itumeleni Khune bafone uAndile babehlala la wayefika athi uAndile athi uyathela ukuthi sesoxabana ngoba sozongixabanisa nobaba manje abesethi hayi baba yasha ngithi akushaye laba beSundowns oTeko babehleli la ngithi abashaye bonke beSundowns. So I mean I grew up with players and players love me njengoba ngithethe umbulelo bebehlala eKapa bedlala ibhola la ekhaya and all those players mengikhuluma ibhola angikhulumi ngento engithatha chance nomzala angilalelanga ngoba nguMax nginebusiness nginamasentshala wangilala phezulu knows ukuthi I know football and I speak football. So what I'm trying to say Fikizolo khona into engifuna ukukufundisa kuyona okade ukusho ukuthi you want to listen to somebody ozomazi ukuthi ubani kiyeke lo mfana wami yabona mengifika la mina ngibiza umuntu ocleanayo la ngimhlalise la ngithi awusho mfana wami yini fasilungise la you will be surprised the advice you can get to people that are down there. You need yourself to calm down so you'll get the best advice. And the most of people are up there. Usually abakuniki advice right because you are a competition. Lo munye ubuka yena privilege ukuthi utshele wena uFikizolo. Abese kutshela iqiniso. Athi yazi mina ngibona ukuthi if you want to be a leader you must be a good listener.
Amen.
Awube nendlebe ezinde. Ungazizwa wena. Mina ngi-adviswa each and every day as a mix as I am as a person who exit of retirement. I get advice every day. Khona umuntu akakhuluma into ngithi hey but uyazi ukuthi uqinisile. Ngithule ngihambe ngemuva. Ngithi uyazi lento yadwisho uyiqinisile. Ngi-implement lento eshiwe lo muntu. So it's very very important ukuthatha ama-advice to anybody. Umlalele mebhede ku-10 there is 2 okuzofaka eJerusalem. 2 out of 100 ebheda but there is 2 okuzokusebenzela because uyakuthatha ukuhlunge ube so uyakwenza enye into umuntu ukakutshela iqiniso ube sothi mina ngifuna ukutshelwa ngoba nguMax but ungitshela iqiniso lo muntu. Most of failures because abafuna ukulalela. They don't listen. They don't listen umuntu uzumnika ukuthi abanye abalaleli ke no matter how much you powerful you are. Yeah, no matter how much you powerful they don't listen at all. Kanti ukulalela it's very important. You know guys, when you have a girlfriend or you have a wife, your wife is a manager. When you are a boss, you implement, your wife suggests, please listen to your wife. Akana lutho when ucabanga ukuthi right, but unento, that advice it can make millions for you from your wife. Just listen, umlalele. Akuchazele akutshela ukuthi no mina baba lo mngani wakho ngiyambona kalo uyasenza wena usenza uzwa uyobuya ngelila ngosuthi hey but hey you told me why every time you told me because you don't want to listen in for the first time umuntu emtshela. Do you know ukuthi we have kids? I'm struggling mina to make my kids perfect because ngifuna perfection. That's my struggle. I struggle ukuthi uzinhle abe right ngizwe ukuthi hey I'm struggling. Ngiqale phansi ngimthethise. It doesn't mean ukuthi uzinhle everything is fine. It's not fine. It's still learning. Ngimtshela ngithi learn to listen. I even said to you, Zinhle, I'm out of the business. Please build your own people. That's it, they will understand you are in charge. Stay with my people, but ubakade abantu bami uzothi kusekhona umlungu thina sasingakwenzi lokho uyaresist i-leadership yakho kanti leadership change. If I can come to Arrows mina becoming a coach, mina can make you becoming a friend. Mina win your heart. Everybody play for me. Everybody, the happiness when you score, you see in my face. When I'm shouting at you, I shout a lot when I was coaching to a person that is a great player. Because Nyamaz can give you more. I deal with you. It's because ngiyabona ukuthi khona into onganginiki onayo. You build players ulenze mangabu coach nizwane but bangayilose respect. Nizwane bangayilose respect. And ngibe sengenza sure ukuthi angisebenza indaba ukuthi ngithathile imali kufika izolo uyadlala engafanele. Should I don't have an interest of the team in heart. Everybody must play in the team because they deserve to play. By the way, I always argue Mzali, sometimes bayaba nabadlali abaningi 45 players, but in fact there are 18 players abadlali nama reserve. Ischema change. I've got to Barcelona, we Man City. Xavi was one scheme. Champions League everywhere, back to back, one reserve. You know ukuthi mekuphuma uZavi kuzongena ba. Yonke le team ekhokhelwayo ku big teams. Basuke bazi ukuthi it's just a backup and it's not ukuthi ubadlalisa. Baba no 18 nje lama reserve. Awu, anthi ngibonile kuPirates. Ibuye iPirates icartel. Yasinika into engaka. Ubone ukuthi those boys are tired. Because they play one at the same team. It tells you ukuthi teaming i-winning combination ayishintshwa. Hamba uye kwi-City, uye ku-Barcelona, uye ku-Madrid. Ulele, uzosho ukuthi usibani bani, uthi usibani bani. Ubaqule abadlali. So, why you don't want to be in that first 11? Why you don't want to be in that first 11? You don't deserve, but you complain. Khuluma khulu la, akho bantu la. In our time, thina dlala ibhola, ucoach sasifika early. Ube no goalkeeper. Uwazi ukuthi witness point yami ukhathlela ukulikhathlela nje. Ukhathlela mina ngabuya ngikhala uGifleri mbeshaya ibhola elokuseni. Ngahamba ngawuthenga amabhola ngakusasa. Kwakhathlela okwashona ilanga. Bevele beshaya ibhola elihlangene yathi isibhamu liyowela la ngithi labafana bakhathlela ibhola kanje. Oh 15 labafana bekhathlela ibhola. Ngahamba ngawuthenga amabhola. When you are serious being professional player, one was which is your career, take it serious. Take it serious. Your training, you can't drink. Utshwala kufanele phuze, ugwayi kufanele uphume. Afanele uzenze zonke lezo zinto because it's your body and your body is your legacy, it's your richness. If you funa ukuba rich when you reaching ngomzimba wena. So but why are you drinking? Uhambe wena udaka udlula isidakwa. Udaka udlula isidakwa uyofuna iperformance right. Mose ungasadla. There are very few abantu ababedlala bephuzile. Ombulelo. Very few. umlando afike akushadlula kade bejimile because as fun khona abantu aba-talented khona abantu abama-hard work. So, but what I'm saying, you guys as players, my advice, take your life serious. Own it, it's yours. From here, uzoba mtala. Do you think you're by legend as of Max? With your attitude. Uyambona i-attitude umuntu uthi hayi le sikhotheni izophelela kusikhotheni wedlela ijuba lo. Umbhekile umuntu. And then into eniyenzayo, you blaming owners of team, blaming abanye abantu, and blame asinakiwe. Do you know me? I don't blame anybody. I don't blame my mother, I don't blame my father, I don't blame anybody. Everything I did, it was me. The time of 18 years, where you can sign, so we elder, on it, it's yours. So even soccer, it's like that. Sports, it's like that. Uhlelo gym, uhlelo shama shots. Uyayazi weakness point yakho, uyayazi ukuthi what is my weakness? What is my weakness? Yazi ucoach usuka thule kubuka. Ucoach uthule uyakubuka zonke lezi zinto ezenza uyakubuka. So your attitude as soccer players or bonke abantu bakuma sport is not right. Switch on, guys, eh? Please switch on. Switch on. Futhi njoba nisuka la emakhaya kuyahlushekwa. I know, man. I was playing soccer. I was taught I will be rich by soccer, but it's never happened. And I leave it so early. I said, this is a waste of time. But kuna bantu like mina, ukuze udlale Brendan, your family are waiting for you. Even your aunt, your sister waiting for you. So it's not about you. Your behavior, you're selfish. When they see you drunk, your mother cry, you know your mother is crying in Cape Town. They know when ukuthi uyasebenza. When uyasuka la ufika uhlangana nabantu, uphuza utshwala uhambe ebusuku awulali wena. What about them? What about them? And then the time when you're staying at home, you never even build the outside building in your house. When the football is finished, you're starting accusing other people by your mistakes. But guys, let's honor ourselves, our mistakes. Let's rectify our mistakes. I always sit down, look at the show, parading is I know all of these players, Mina. They were staying with me. I know their behavior. So what I'm telling you guys, this team is everything to me. This team, without Muzala, without people who are owners, me as Max, this team is everything. I sweat blood and tears for Arrows becoming in Premier League. I left my business. I sacrificed my 12 children. Can you imagine? Sacrifice your 12 children to go and assist 2 children. Umntwana 2. Can you imagine? Sacrificing ingane zakhe ezino-12 uyo-assista umuntu ibhizinisi lakho lingahambi kahle oney'ngane eziwu-2. That's the sacrifice I did for Golden Arrows. So Golden Arrows is everything to me, but I'm a pirate.
It's very emotional. I'm an emotional person, but then ngithanda ukubonga ukuthi into yenzile. I hope futhi ukuthi abazoyibuka ishow nathi ama-players sizotshintsha ingqondo yokuthi masingena egroundini or whenever we training, wherever we are, sazi ukuthi-ke inhliziyo yakho ne-Arrows are one. So ngithanda ukubonga kakhulu.
Ajabula kakhulu bafana bami. Because by the way bafana bami ngifuna nibe successful in life. Football beyond football.
Yeah.
Because i-career yenu ayipheli and it is our responsibility ukuthi silimolde nini sibe ama-role model kuthina. Role model is not a person who playing soccer kuphela. Even any business person, it's your role model. So this is why I said to you guys, please start now to build the future after football. Not ukuthi because you should saying you retire. We are not retiring, but start now to do something. Ngemali, invest your money right. That's what I can say, boys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's very, very valuable advice around life and around business. and we spoke briefly about business and brands, which is where I'm going to bring you in. Snare. Could you tell us more about who is Snare, who is Nenezane? We've seen you obviously on social media. We've seen the different groundbreaking initiatives that you've done in hair and makeup. But like, what new exciting projects do you have? Do you have any special gems to share with the players in regards to branding and business?
Okay, Usnenhlanhla is just a little, not a little girl anymore, but a girl from Ilamonti. I will now have a brand, Nenezane's Hair Studios. Started very small. Ngaqala ngisebenzele eDaning ekhaya. Obviously, you know.
I know.
That was when ngangishiye umsebenzi engangisebenza kuwona. Then ngaqala ngasebenzela ekhaya for 2.5 years. And then after that, I branched out, opened a studio in Windermere as the owner and founder of Nenezane's Hair Studios. I do host my masterclasses from time to time. I think the first annual masterclass was in 2022 in March, which was a very huge success. I hosted Nangala, was nervous because I didn't know what I was doing. Nangi, I think the only reason why ngaqala my masterclass was people were inspired by Msebenzini wami. So I'd get a lot of people who would come and say, Snake, I like what you do. It takes a lot, trust, because not a lot of people, I think, would do what I do. Because abantu believe in telling ngikwazi ukuthatha ulwazi lami ngiyonikeza abanye because
your clients.
That's what he said. There's a difference between umuntu ophiwe and a hard worker. So me as umuntu ophiwe lento ngayihlangabeza futhi with also working hard. So I was never selfish with the knowledge that I had. Hence why I started my masterclass, because I believe the pie is big enough for everyone. If you then on forward. So I've started my masterclasses 2022. My first masterclass, I had 25 ladies.
Nice.
Which I made a lot of money. Because I think back then it was 5,000 rands each. I know I'm not supposed to say Mali, but it worked out. I think the motivator even more to continue with these masterclasses is the feedback that I got from the students, and also more people wanting to join in the masterclasses, because I think from the first project that you do, should you get feedback? It's yes, then. So the second annual masterclass was this year, which I did it in 3 provinces. Which,
oh wow!
Yes, it was Durban, Pietermaritzburg, Newcastle, and Richards Bay. So all these places, it was fully booked. I had 15 plus ladies. So Usnenje is a girl from Ilamonti, ophuma from a middle, family. Ngikule kanzima, I'd like to say, and also ukuthi ngikhule ngihlupheka. Ugogo wami was a very hard worker. She was a nurse. Sikhuliswe ugogo. My mom is late, washona ngina 8. So my grand was very strict. Ekukhuleni kwami, I think I was in matric. I had a child. So Kwami was very strict, and also and that was a blessing for me, because it pushed me to the person that I am today. Because I believe if I wouldn't be where I am. It took me to make a decision whether you are going to school or you're pushing for yourself.
Yes.
Now, so I had to make a decision. It's either we are humble eskoleni and we are oh, we are part of my first job, 2023.
Baba.
Kwengane.
nakucela angisoka ayasiyeke kwalomntana kokuphi umazwaka
We'll need a separate podcast for that one.
For that one. So my first job was at James School where I'm informed. I'm qualified as an 18 fortnights. Nalapho nje ngisebenza ngoba ngithi ngifuna ngibanabukeni. You know, something was pushing me to work towards lento engiyenzayo. I worked, my first job was at James School where, and then second job was my first salon that I worked at was at Frank's Hairstylist. It was 2015. Working at Frank's, shout out to that man. Loya Puti believed in me. Ngapha khona ngazi ngisho ukwenza uSnoopy. But he groomed me. He saw potential.
Yeah, potential.
So abone potential umuntu oyikhandlayo ngokusebenza. Umuntu ombonayo ukuthi uyakude because I think it didn't even take 5 months and feel khona sazwana because it always said ukuthi wena uyawuthanda umsebenzi uyabo. So with me being dedicated nalapho mina ngiphushwa yini ingane uyabo. So my first job was at James School where went to Frank's for the second job ngiyenza amakhanda. And then there was a friend of mine who wayesebenza call center e-Ages wayehlezi efike eswenkile ezokwenza ikhanda kumina and mafika kumina mina ngimumvi ngishaya uphaka ngithi ngangeke ungifaka emsebenzini uyabo. So me doing that angisenza into engiyithandayo sengenza mona mona wokuthini I want to look good
Like this person.
ukuthi this is me, this is what I want. You know, I'm not doing it for myself, I'm not doing it ngaphandle kokuthi ikhala
Yes.
went wangizamela umsebenzi ngangena kwi-interview ngathathwa ngavalelisa la ngathi ayisengibongile sengifuna ukuyogqoka i-Crocs manje. So I get there and it was the worst 1 year of my life. I felt like I wasn't motivated. It was waking up, answering phone calls, going back home, waking up, answering phone calls, going back home. Unlike la engangikhona ngenza into engiyithandayo, I'm learning different styles, you know, I understand. I'm learning how to treat people, I'm learning how to conversate with people. I deal with different people every day and that's who I am, ngiyabathanda abantu, you know. So I'm losing all of that because in the call center I do not speak to anyone that I can see. Ngikhuluma nabelungu bangithuke kodwa ngiyokhala ekhaya. And I think at that time, it was that time that I realized, you did a very dangerous thing. You didn't do this out of love, but it went in more. I said to him, I left the job because I was very unhappy. I left 3 years without a job. That was the most difficult time of my life.
Ubani owayethenga amanabukeni u3 years. Uhlelo ungenzile.
Ukuthi kuhlela ngenzile ukuthi ngiyazama but ekhaya like I said ekhaya
ugogo wayeza.
Yes, she was very supportive but engangoni. I will do it but ngizokwenza ubone ukuthi ngikwenze kanzima so that you know ukuthi phande for the next time because I'm not doing it easily. So I stayed a whole 3 years ngingasebenzi. I think it was during that time ngifika la mama event
Uzama.
uyabonga ngizama konke lokho and like I said it was a blessing in disguise you renovating because when we came here ngangisengizama noma yini ezongilethela imali. So when you
Kwakuzoba worse. Disaster.
so when you turned down the offer because you were renovating was the time when I got umsebenzi at a salon at Fancy Clothes. So that happened for a reason because I could have been occupied with ama event ngikhohlwe lento lengiyifunayo for myself and I wouldn't be where I am. Yes. So my first breakthrough Fancy Clothes, shout out to that lady. I think part of who I am today is because of her. Yes, ne hard work yami but nokuyiphatha kwami ngafika ngaba ingane ngalalela ngathumeka ngathanda nonke ama-client enginawo namhlanje are clients that I had ka-Frank nase-Fancy
Owabuilda that time.
yes because baba nalento ukuthi usine wangiphatha kahle kabi so that's where uNenezane came from. I left my job at Fancy Clothes and then started my own thing. Ngaqala ngisebenzela ekhaya Danny Rumi, then branching out to Benjamin to have my own studio. Namhlanje I have 2 employees.
Congrats.
I am a boss babe.
Yeah.
But guys, if you listen the story, abantwana baka Israel baya eJerusalem, which means there is challenges
Before
ufike ngale. Which means ayikho into ukuthi usuphezulu vele uphinde phansi. Doesn't mean ukuthi fanele give up. Mawulalela istory ngaya la kwangcono ngabuyela phansi. Ngala kwangcono ngabuyela phansi. Lento ifuna consistent, ifuna never give up attitude.
Yeah.
But that's what he's telling. But iyafana lento business, dlala ibhola wenzani, everything nje challenges, challenge. Ayikho into elula futhi. Nomuntu wakhe Nando's is not easy. Nwakha mhlambe ipayisi wayihlanganisa zaba 100 zingahlangana ukuze kuphume iKentucky. So but you learning about into oyifunda nje la. Will never give up.
Never give up.
And patient nokuba nepassion. Yes, nento oyenza. Into ayingimlalela yona. Into eyadala ukuthi afike e-call center angabikho right. It's because akuyona lento emenza ajabule. Mina my thinking you as a soccer player it's just playing. You understand? Yodlala ibhola. And you're becoming rich. It's just playing. And then when you take it serious, which means in dating passion. Football needs passion. Football needs hard work. Never give it and respect the coach. It's a problem when you have I will always tend to soccer because lana sikhuluma ngesoccer kakhulu. Angifuni siphume kakhulu kwisoccer. So shy business sibe sibuyele kwisoccer because sobe sifundisa abantu ngesoccer in business. So what I'm saying, the most thing enyenzayo is to give the headmaster attitude. Umuntu okuphethe, umuntu okufundisa ibhola. Ukuye nje mfana wami ubuza ucoach ukuthi coach njengoba ngingadlali ikuphi la fanele ngilungise khona ngiletha kuphi this one-on-one with coach what I need to do, how you see my future in this team, talk to coach because he has power ukuthi wena ukuthi udlale la. Do you ever nikwenze lokho as a soccer player to go to coach ikuphi la fanele ngilungise khona or go assistant coach, go to everybody so those people they will do it. But you have and two nikade ngathi mina nihleli into ekhuluma ngocoach uyitshela ukuthi lo is with you afika mtshela coach uthi mbona ucoach ukunika attitude kandaha man siyathuka inhlamba lenje singiphiphile yabona ngikhulu phela yabona sekune attitude la and all those things yabo but please guys when you don't play in the team ask yourself what's the problem, go to the coach, help me to play, coach please help me to play. Yini efanele ngilungise ikuphi la fanele ngifake khona effort ikuphi and coach they like to ukuthi nilalele the instruction. There is an instruction in soccer. There is talent kicks in and emotion ususe stadium that is beyond the coach. La ucoach athi ay angaze ngimfundise leyanto ayiphathwe ishayile yiyo lento yokuthi uba excellent more than a coach. So it's very important bafana bami. Angithandi ukuthi umuntu ahlala angadlali aza tone it down angayifuni ukubuza ucoach. Coach ikuphi la fanele ngilungise khona. Ikuphi la ngenzi khona kahle. Please coach be honest because this is my life. This is a kayak live. And mengingadlali la ngizogcina ngikhansela contract. Mbuzo coach khona uzomtshela ucoach ukuthi hey this coach failed me
Mhlambe Dabex ngikubuza. Le nto yami ka-2. I wanna give you a reason why I decided to be a coach.
Yes.
Bese ngifuna unginikeze the honest. I'm gonna ask you in the honest.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
I took the opportunity to give a coach because we don't have coaches in South Africa.
Yes.
We have from Arabia.
That's it.
Awuphinde usho. Abengisaphuza amanzi. Unokuzwa kahle mfana ngoba ngizo
Anginombuzi.
Mina ngizwaka.
So coach uchaza ukuthi the reason why he took in the ukuthi abo coach
Yes.
that there are no like South African coaches.
Yes.
Our coach who understands probably his style of play
Okay.
South Africa. Mostly we'll try and get someone from outside to come
Okay.
coach in the South African league, which sometimes our coach don't understand the style of play. Salamza, you told ukuthi mhlambe ngiyadribula mhlambe going forward coach azotaya ngithanda lento le, so he must sit outside. So I think uza lapho ukuthi he took in that because he wanted to add ukuthi he wants to become great as a South African coach.
Okay. You're right, Figisol. The question is not about you like. Are you a good coach now? When?
Self.
Yes. It's not about what you like. So many people love to be business people, but are you a good coach? How do you address players? How do you understand? How do you teach the players to understand? Ukufundisa ukuthi understand. Skill alone to teach the person to understand. Ufuna uyibuza ukuthi why uPepe edlalisa ibhola elilodwa everywhere it goes. Also understand futhi uPepe is not the person who build the youngsters. He buys people already. uPepe akaze aye lapha eGermany kwilokhuza nini Bayern Munich. He never coached Bayern Munich. He said, I want this player, I want this player. He always coached for this team. He never built the players. Let me coach for South African football. There is a fear of the owners of the team. It's deeper than being coaching. About imali yakhe. About to ukuthi if I trust you with my money, 100 million, and then if you lose, it's gone. And then when you ufuna omunye umsebenzi. That is why even coach bangaphandle bafika badlalise into abayifunayo uthi lo muntu is protecting his job, akadlalise ibhola, uprotect umsebenzi. That's why singaliboni le bhola esilifunayo, because they are protecting the job. And these people bala in South Africa, I know Fikizolo as a player, I don't know as a coach. I can't get mali yami vele ngithi ngiyofaka ngithi uFikizolo aka coach ngemali yami. Unlike me, I learned to coach with my own team njengoJoe. I was owning Imentech. Ngayicoacha mina. Ngadlala ibhola ngayicoachela mina. Kwakuyimali yami. But ukuthi umuntu akuthathe ngemali yakhe, that's why you find the owners be interferisha. This is why they say no coach, atuzodlalisa lot. No. Because it's difficult. It's not easy as you think.
So they are right. Do you feel bad right ngokuthi wena as a coach ungashidi?
Yes.
Coach Fizo assisted. Thina nomali ngashaya starter uJobe. And then when you come over, you're not coming for training, you're not coming anywhere, and you will come on Friday. You know, to Teron, we need to...
Also, ngikuchazele Fikizolo. Any problem nina Fikizolo, ninento yokuthatha imali kubadlali. Sizwe lento. Uyazwa? Sizwe lento. Basuka abanye abantu abangadlali, they go and complain. Fikizolo udlalisa abangani. Seneqeqebana lapho. So, yiyo lento eyenza ukuthi afike lo sephethe angahambisani ne-decision yakho. Let me tell you, if you want to be a successful coach, kule simo esesikusona manje, take the chairman, take the owner, talk to him. Njalo uma uzokwenzile napha uthi lesihlale phansi, asiyenze lento. Angithi akho blameza kwena, ngoba ayikho mistake oyenzile ongamtshelanga. Ngizoxoshelwana ngoba lento sasibophela kanye nawe. Uzofika umchazele wena these players. Uzokunika phela umuntu understand ibhola. Abantu bebhola mina I think they know football. Abantu bebhola they know football. But it's beyond football. It's about business at the same time. About losing money. Kubona, when you're not losing money, you uthola imali, uzranela vision yakhe ngeyona vision yami. And you also run wrong, what is going to happen? So mina what I'm always telling my daughter, I said, ngifuna ukutshela ukuthi how is same. Sindle. Cela ungalenzi iphutha lokufuna ukuthatha ama decision, ufuna ukuyiprove. Because I'm a visionary behind this. Ngicela uyixoxe into kumina. Ngiyimolde. Uhambo uyenza mehlule sihluleke sobabili. But if when uzofika wenzeni it but Sindle, why you did this? You're not supposed to do this. Because man just into the ego power. That's other thing. Human element. Ivele rise emntwini. Abantu abengafuni ukunikwa ikhundla. You can make Brendan becoming a captain. Brendan change. Nize niqale nonke. Nithi hayi man hayi lelikhalati lelaya. Yabona no seshintshile. Even the attitude in everything, and you must know any person, once a person it's a captain, so we management. Once a person is a captain, use management. Use site and a management coach. Once a person becoming a captain of the team is in the side of management, akekho side in lane. Akasaboni njengoba wena kade ubona. Do you know guys, if I can take you, said tomorrow vukube ne team. Ziningi izinto ezithathwa abaphathi be team when you can make worse mistake. Ubone ukuthi hayi mina ngivuma imali yami le. Abayibekezelayo kodwa abantu abaphethe team. So once into sibhekene nawe sekweyakho manje, you pay water, you pay electricity, you pay everything. You gather even 1 cent and you don't want mistakes. But when it's easy nje ukuthi uvesana wenze into because you don't lose anything. Uyazi ukuthi when the Arrows is not doing well, umzala she can't sleep. Akale ngimuzwe hleka mina once na winner 2 game or 3 game akala smile. Once na loser 1 2 3 kuvele kuvuke le relegation ime ngeenyawo uzwe into icindezela la stress. Usecabanga le relegation, that relegation. Because yonke into yake yakuhlukumeza, anything yakutreat so bad, you don't want to go there. So the relegation always make one bona nje Arrows loser 3 game 4 game, and I take the phone, mzala sekwenze njani manje? That's the first question. Hey mzala, hey yase mzala lana sengibabizile uMapute ngithe kwenze njani, ufuna unpackele where you see the problem, kwenzekala yini. Ayimzala ngizothola isikhathi ngizama ukunpacker into engiyibonayo ukuthi nokuthi uyabo uyayifuna lento uyayifuna because enginitshela angikwazi ukulungisa ama problems ningangitshelanga iproblem. Brendan, if you don't tell me your problem, I can't sort your problems. I can solve the problem because you told me the problems. If the players doesn't say what is the problem, uyazi ukuthi there can't be a problem ethimini kanti uJunior Payano is a problem. But nobody saying ukuthi hey uJunior hlukumeza. Uyasaba ukuthi kuzoba worse. Uyabona nje ufika izolo nje Junqala uzosho kanjani ukuthi ufika izolo akekho right usho ezwe ukuthi wena ufike wazosho lento. Phela kunzima ukudila nomuntu in charge, which is a coach or its assistant. And remember, Tina as boss, the manager doesn't want to say ukuthi ufonele mina. Get angry. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. ukuthi why manje uyotshela uyazi ukuthi uzinhle can cover izinto ezingahambi kahle khona ezobukeka good CEO. Ngibona sekuqhuma ibhomu mina. Uthi hayi man, lento buyicover lento ungayisho. That's why I always emphasize, talk to me even what you think, even you want to explain. Ngizokutshela mina ukuthi no, this is a township, this is Max Lifestyle. Into kanje doesn't mean into esebenza eGoli isebenza eThekwini. Two things differs, person to person, place to place, country to country. Everything happens in Joburg, doesn't happen in Mlazi. Everything happens to Mashu, ngekenzeka eMlazi. So kwagona logo, you need to have an understanding and understanding the community around. Mase ngiyofika nje ngiyeka Mashu mina, I can't run ngoba angimazi uBram Timbani wase Phosphorus uthintwa bese eqimbile. Esedonsa isibhamese eqimbile angimazi uthintwa phi. So you need to understand ukuthi lento le it's beyond the business. Finally, how can I make the community ababe happy without the noise as a lifestyle lo makelwane? Why? Fanele idlalo kanjani radio? Fanele ngibacontrol kanjani umgwaqo ukuthi abantu bangaphaki kuma parking ngoba mekwaphaka lana ndaba lo nomuntu. Angithi vele umuntu omnyama unomona. Uzola no Max. Labantu bakho. Labantu bengekho mina kode park. Labantu bakho bavala ama parking. So zonke lezi zinto it's one of headache ube successful udlula kuzona. Kunabantu nje abakhuluma kabi without any good reason. Umuntu nje futhi social network is for black people to destroy other black people.
True.
If manje ungabona la impukane noma iphela uzovela ulushothi ulifake social network. Kodwa if ulibone Oxter Box uzobiza imanager kushintshele uthi what a service.
So
Service yalapha.
sorry ngingaphakamisa. So that means ngifuna sizame.
Asozwala mjani khuleka ntwanami ngikhuliswe mina vele. Bengazi ukuthi uyakhosha, congratulations. Oza nazo.
Okay. As a businessman, kube ne discussion ukuthi let me do easy calculation. If you're earning 100,000 as a soccer player, kufika 67,000 namaniki.
Yes.
You play 10 years ukhola leyo mali.
Yes.
As abantu abangusoma business nina, how do you engage mhlambe ngale lo qembu thizeni eliphethe or abathatha inqumo? Mosebenza uMasipala working for 30 years, kade kuthathwa the tax, same tax ethathwe kumina.
Ngicela ukubreakela ke mfana msukhuluma ngenye into manje. There is an entrepreneur. There is a business person. I'm an entrepreneur. I start business from nothing. Libe business. Bese bakhona businessmen abenza ama deals and abasebenza ngama percentage. Ongena ibusiness selikhona azonegotiate ukuthi what percentage akakaza lakhe business. Ngifuna ukulenzela umehluko we-entrepreneur and the businessman. Businessman is a person never built this structure when this structure was a shack. Waba ne visionary. I-entrepreneur fana mayiboleka imali. Once waqala ukuboleka imali, you're not an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur starts from nothing to something. That is the entrepreneur. You can put a desert, an entrepreneur will see the gold. That is the entrepreneur. When I was starting to build lifestyle, I went to Standard Bank because ngangikroshile la. Ukrosh ungena emhlabeni engewona wakho. Sithi definition of entrepreneur is a person who's not afraid to take a risk in order to get a profit. I took the risk, I put the money, I crush. Ngayakha into cause havoc. Ngathi abantu bayobona uBhidlizi ugovernment uBhidlizi. Awuzange uBhidlizi wafika wangikokhelezela phakathi. That's the entrepreneur. You force rules, you break the rules if you're an entrepreneur. If you're entrepreneur, uboleka mali. Because if you boleka 100,000, you start with minus, and your proposal it's a lie. Uthi uzodayisa amakabishi 100. Akasadayiseki. You were assuming. Do you know ukuthi even research abakutshela ngayo labantu abafundile athi do the research. You can do the research. You see people going ka Shoprite la bafike bebuye bephethe amakabishi uvela ubeka itafula lamakabishi la uvela ulibize liba cheaper than la ka Shoprite. Uthi le kabishi lu 2 rand uvela uthi 150. Abala bahlale phansi abelungu. Bavele babeka u500,000. Bavele babeke ikabishi, babeka amazambane, babeka ubhontshisi, babeka yonke into ba 2.50. Badlule la. Uthi uyadlula umuntu uphethe kanje ikabishi idlula la kwena. Inhliziyo ngayo. You understand business? It's complicated. You need yes. So when you compete no Shoprite, uzolanda ikabishi usubonile ukuthi kukude ka Shoprite labantu bephekile ikabishi mase ngibeka ikabishi nje la ulibeke bavele lapha ya bakubekela u500,000 babe sebekunika u3 months ulivale itafula that's how to beat the market. Let me tell you, Max's Lifestyle is not the competition of any business in the township. Funa ukuthi understand about Max's Lifestyle. When my vision, when I built the lifestyle, I was building for corporate, government corporate. I know abantu bahambe baphelelwe imali. Kuhambe ngifuna mina kuthiwe kufika corporate la khipha 160 abantu abawu 600 yakhipha u300,000 a week yaqeda. To those people who are coming and go, I don't have an interest. And two, when you look at Max's Lifestyle, is intimidating. Which means technically, I belong in the market. You do a target market when you do business. What is your target market? Don't in business take a target market yabantu abaphuze ingudu ejointini ubabeke Oxter box ubahlanganisa ndawonye bayaklasha bakhuluma ilanguage engafani. First of all, usuyafika unothi social network kuyabiza. Akubizi. Look at the culture and look at air conditioning. Look at the view. You pay for the view. Look at the parking, paving parking.
Look at the branded water.
Uzogcina utshwana khona exit ufika notshwala bakho ugwazwe. Awuthindwe la. I'm just making an example because in fact I'm sorry to make an example with these names, not ukuthi I'm undermining them, but I'm telling you ukuthi a target market. When you go to Oxter box, 1 room 1 night 15,000. You don't pay. Lifestyle, we don't sell alcohol, we sell experience. Not alcohol. When you're sitting there, when I get to book a view, because I'm a visionary, I see this view before I build it. When we born a social, yes, I'm not the view. Because I'm a visionary. So, same gefigizolo njobu su coach. Unabadlali efigizolo. Ungezi kubadlali with your own attitude when they never understand you first. Because intambo zoshayisana. Make your players understand you. Who understand indlela engikhuluma ngayo. You know mina, I don't stay no minoba. Because ngibalekela ukuthi ngizothi mengikhuluma athi ngiyaqhoba. Kanti ngihleli nabantu abaronke. Abanga understand the language. It's very important ukuthi uhlala nobani. End up ukwazi umuntu target because ngesikhathi wena ufika uhamba ngegolf yakho ukhuluma bayathina labantu. Bathi wena uyayitshela hamba uhlala with your level. So you'll be comfortable. Ngisho noma nikhuluma ngento efanayo. Uma usuya kulabantu hamba ngeconquest abanayo. Khona nizofana ibe kwi-level eyodwa. Impilo uyayimanage. Learn to manage life, not life manage you. It's a problem. There is no problem to drink alcohol. But you must manage alcohol, not alcohol manage you. That is the problem. You don't know when I must drink, when I must not drink. You're just drinking. You can't manage yourself. You can't manage everything. That is the problem. Singakhuluma kusonile ngamadoda. Hayi.
Ngiyakuzwa Damex. Ngoba ibuyela la ekutheni, ibuyela la ekutheni lithi mina awukwazi ukunginikeza i-advice ungangazi ukuthi ngiphuma phi. They try ngithi Damex asibe specific. uDamex uMalinga.
I don't think. I don't think that's very.
Can I give you the reason why ngisho njalo? Uzonginikeza i-reason uMalinga. But uDamex uyazi ukuthi njengamanje sikhuluma nge-Arrows with i-Arrows. uMalinga uzongitshela ukuthi bengingamele afake unyawo lapha. Mina ngizothi mase ngibuyela kuDamex ngithi Damex. But mina ngifaka uhlombo lami.
But
went off my money.
No, I'm listening. I'm saying you like that.
No, you know, Figazon. I think podcast lessons are in a scat. You still need a session with me as a person also that a decision you go to also coach. Ngoba kuningi ekusafanele kwanawe ngikufundisa about the journey oyithathile. When you take the journey, you still need to. It's not ukuthi ufunani. You still need to ukuthi upolishwe. Even that journey ukuthi I want to be coach. You can be angry. You want to be coach. But hey, but hey, Fezon coach amasimba mane. So ingawo ngithi today that's why ngithi congratulations. You need ukuthi ngelinye ilanga if ungenzi lutho you drive to come to me. Ke ngihlale phansi. Can train what takes to be a great coach?
Great leader.
Yes.
Great leader.
Yes, a great leader. I used to even tell my son, I'm going to boss, I'm a lead that works with people.
Leader.
Mina figures on. Angwas mina Christmas with my family, New Year with my family. Why? Because the lifestyle is live. We pin you and ngushane nganzam. Abasebenzi ngibahanga. How can I go and stay in Kai and live abasebenzi la? I must be with them.
They need to see it.
Yes. When I see Zinhle not here, it's hey, akakufika ngifuna bakhona. To Christmas party ageko. Remember, it's not nice to work with Christmas, but it's nice when the boss is here.
Yes.
Because some is you understand the long thing, sure. But it's Christmas when Wambile Zinhle went overseas for a visit. Mbezi Zinhle. Economy is not right. Kuna short time emsebenzini. And then when you're going overseas, you never post. Because abasebenzi ngeke babe right. Yabo? Yabo kuba veteran to understand. My daughter doesn't understand. He's happy with my friend. Yabo is happy. But I understand ukuthi the position engiyona, I need to sacrifice my life to make the things happen. Because abantu libelile umuntu ohlelena bavele bayintshontshele bayihlangana bayigroup bathi ayivele naye kushuthi kumnandi kuthi imali ayikho la kodwa ubusy.
Can I come in there then with a very important question? And I planned Zinhle's trip. It was planned months ahead.
Yes.
And as someone who works hard now as a person, you have to obviously reward yourself.
Yes.
How then do you draw a balance? It's okay, this is work-life balance. Yes, I work hard. Going on holiday doesn't mean you work any less harder.
Yes.
It's not an indication if you go on holiday.
Yes.
And so your perception, it draws a whole different image or identity, which is not real.
Yes.
So how then how would you advise her even? How do you strike a balance? Because at the end of the day, Zinhle is still Zinhle. She's still a young woman. She's still a black woman living a good life. So how do you draw a balance? Yes, you can work hard and you can also reward yourself, and you shouldn't be judged for either one of those things.
Not in the difficult time. You don't go in the difficult time. You don't go when the economy is not right. You don't go when there is workers about my short leave. And then when we're harmed. You wait, you see until you finish sorting the problem, and then you say, I'm done. Now I can take a leave.
Uzukhululeke now.
Yes, because how do you go running a massive brand that won award, crowned one of the best restaurants in the world, best hospitality in Durban, and then when kunama short time the economy of South Africa and Durban in particular is not doing well, but when uhambile kunabantu abahleli emakhaya kodwa bakubona uphesheya. It doesn't balance. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying solve problem because you are the captain of the ship. You can't jump when the ship sink. Make sure ukuthi bonke abantu baphuma baphephile kugcina wena uphuma as a captain of the ship. That's why I said to these players, when you are a captain, we are among the management because you are the captain of the team. So even you are a CEO in a goodness sake, I said so. Cynthia, I know what you plan this, but it's not the good time. Don't post. Hamba, don't post. Ngangazi na behind. Angizange unpackele lot. God has chairman sesig meeting. Washo munye.
The workers boarded us.
What is it? Siyababona besho. Ngitheni. Ngathi ngitheni. Do you understand?
It was brought up in our meeting. I also just want to go back to the difference in the two people how he ran business and how he is as an individual is so different to me. The generation gaps are so different.
Very different.
To understanding Guti as established as he is and accomplished as he is, he's never left the country because this is all he had put in his mind. He spent every day here, you know? So that's just how he is. He doesn't want to go anywhere because he just wants this thing to work.
Yeah.
Then comes me in a different generation altogether, where for me, we're a mental health generation.
Very aware.
It's very my mental health is struggling in this business. And there's different ways that we cope with things. You know, there's different ways that we deal with things where I know that I need to do certain things for myself because I don't want to lose myself. And I can feel sometimes, I'm losing myself and my mental health, where sometimes I just want to like break down and cry because there's a lot for me. As a girl, as a young girl in this space, it is a lot. So there are certain differences that we have in the way we deal nezinto, how we approach life. To even him saying he doesn't go to clubs, he doesn't go to restaurants, you never bump into him. He's not that type of person. But I'm a younger generation. I have certain things that I prioritize where I have a child, I have friends, I have my downtime where I just want to be alone, you know? So the way that we deal Nizinto is so different. And yes, we're living in a social media space right now. But it's taken this position for me to be like, yes, okay, I can't go to certain places because how are people going to respect me as Ntombazane?
Yeah.
You know? Exactly. Which also brings in a different conversation. As a man, I have friends who run businesses like this, who have restaurants in Durban, who drink at work, namakastom, to host them. It's different for me because I'm a girl and I can't be seen like that because how are people going to respect me? But the space that I'm in, that's what people do, you know? But for me as a girl, you have to work 10 times harder.
More than the guy.
More than everybody else because we're in a specific space. No, you can't say in a different way. You can't post or be seen in specific places, but everybody does it. Everybody who's in the position I'm in
is living that life.
That's the life they're living. But because I'm a girl and I'm a young girl, and it's not an establishment that nobody knows about, you know. So just this transition alone was groundbreaking in South Africa. Hayi ngoba kwaqala ukuthi kube nendawo umuntu wakhona eseyishiya or yabo okuthiwa khona intombazane CEO. It was a scenario that black families looked at and they marveled. Oh my word. It's not the first time. Other people do it. Tabelungu,
All the time.
All these big brands. Those people passed it on. They've been around for years and they passed it on. But for this, it was a situation that people looked so close to because they've lived here, they've watched this build, and now they're seeing a new generation come in, you know. So now there's just like so much pressure involved. And it's like, now you have to change your life. Now you can't do this. Now you can't do this.
And speak to certain person like
yeah. So I feel like it is like quite a tough transition because now I need to kind of, I can't go here with my friends. I can't do this because people are going to look at you and be like, some Sataranda and serious, you know. But everybody else does it. And it's just sad because it is a male-dominated business. So if umfana kade nihosta la ngakusasa senekwi meeting ku right futhi nimthatha serious mesekhuluma because umfana but if mina sekumele ngikhulume then it's like hey ubephuza los thatha ama shots izolo manje we can't do business deals, you know. So as women it's still such a struggle. Not to go to Melisdagwe, I'm not fighting to Melisdagwe. It's just the perception that everybody has towards women in business in general, any business. So even with Usne talking about like your journey and how you had to persevere and to start something. As women, to start something, it's hard.
It's very difficult.
It's hard to start, to be in anything, anything and plan anything. It's hard to start, you know. So I commend you and you, Zianda, for your business as well, that planned the infamous trip.
I want to add a little bit before before it's a problem ukuba ingane kaSibanibani.
Very huge problem.
It is a problem because people they have a lot of expectation.
Yes.
Kuthi nje zisuka nje ukuthi ingane kabani sekune pressure nje. Already before even you start to work and expect ukuthi ufane naye or beyond.
Yes.
That is a problem. I remember when I went to do interview in Metro, when they never believe the lifestyle, it's my business. I said to them, I understand where you're coming from because I'm not the child of so and so. I'm come from nothing. Normally people achieve so much.
You come from
a background. So I don't have a background. Max is me. It's not my parents. It's not my father and my dad. They died. They never even had a car. So that is why they said there's Muti, there's Sluane, all of those things. You understand? Let me tell you, it will be easy if can have a business, if can have something.
Yes.
Because who's in a background?
Yes.
It'll be easy, but because even if you discipline.
If you don't work hard.
And I was just want to
I fully agree. I just don't like that it has to be ukuthi it's a bad thing because for me you've worked so hard, so it's actually a blessing to make the journey easier for your children. But now obviously with like society and the pressures and the world that we live in, it's like I got a bit of a head start. In reality it's a good thing because like we were saying earlier, you don't need to go now and apply for a job as a CEO at Nedbank or whatever. You have a company at home. You can be a CEO here. But now Zotiwa, no, it was handed to you. You didn't earn it. You know what I mean? As if you didn't work.
So that's just... This thing is sebantwini abamnyama. Nakhona, you know, if people talking politics, tactical politics, if people, they want to beat the white supremacy, why they can't support the black business? Because who's supporting all of those business of white people?
It's in.
You can even wakhe izinto zebhola ngebeze kodwa kuwena. Wakhe into ngebeze kuwena. But bonke abantu, they'll go to Indian, they'll go to white people, and then we don't have anything. Yabo.
Can I add something?
Sure.
It's for Tamex, it's for Zintle, it's for Carol as well.
Okay.
I need to be business.
Yes.
So it's not for me. Not dead. I think you mentioned about not playing and going to your coach and telling them how you feel, which is true, but it also got a negative connotation going because we all have different experiences with it. I can attest to that. Sometimes they say if water is water, leave it as water. Unga dilute, because some coaches take it as a disrespect. You questioning my tactics or how I do things. Because you, the biggest team that you support, I once asked the coach, no names mentioned, coach, please tell me what can I do better, or a few of us, and then 1v1, and then the discussion was addressed in the whole team. But now Butlolani nabo banbani bazagim nyenze njani ngidlalise bani. Can you see already you're going for a private conversation into a bigger group? And this is the biggest team when we support. I'm not mentioning the name, but can you see how it creates animosity between Figizolo, Malinga, Teron Nam, to say how when you have one-on-one meetings with my coach behind our backs, because as before the management, we brothers. We need to protect each other before management as much as he captain, but he captain needs to be our leader to the management. And I agree fully with Uzintle saying the social media space that we're in and the generation that makes that you come from is it's very, very different. Your generation, our parents, our grandparents maybe started bricks from nothing. We can say, Nina, you guys made bricks. We don't know how bricks are made. But Tina, we have so many challenges that we face mentally. Nakon, but why do I struggle? That when you can't struggle with. But I feel like it's just the generation. It's like Uteron. I know some things about him that Umunyu coach would say, but lala and forget. His mom passed away before a game, or before we were playing a relegation. My father passed away on Christmas Day, but no one asked us how we feel. We still had to go play. So mentally, how do you deal with that thing going on the pitch? Because we love what we do. As much as why I said Ufigizolo, you can hear while addresser, he's addressing with aggression because he's that type of player and he's that type of person. You understand? Brendan is the same, but do you understand where his aggression comes from? And that's the type of people that we are. Malinga same, because we have those conversations. We sit with each other, we're like, okay, Klolani or Brendan, what's wrong? But Coach Magakbega, for example, it doesn't matter, just the broader picture of Ipola. Anyeke babendaba ukuthi kushonile again. Unomsebenzi, you have a contract. But mentally, I can't play. I've been in a situation where I told him, I can't play. I lost a friend to suicide. He killed himself. He was my best friend. But give me uzoba right. Suicide is something we're dealing with manje. Yes. I can be mani manje, and when I get home, Mhlanga, people think Utebogo was living the best life at David. He's playing PSL football. Uyahola, uhamba whatever call uhamba ngayo. Ipolo, but anyway, yes, assumption is that footballers, bathanda ma-Golf 7, bathanda fast cars, bathanda women, bathanda imali, which is good, but I don't know about that part. But some of us come from different backgrounds. Just like you're saying, Brendan, he's got his brother looking out for him. He's got his sister looking out for him. Not we come from the same. Our parents don't work now, which maybe we have one left. But you understand that there's so much going on that we don't have protection over our feelings of how do you actually feel. Mongene grounding. Ungangiboni kusasa Fikizolo if maybe I'm not the same character that I am. It's not because of that, it's because we're not protected from that. And unfortunately, it's the space that we're in our generation, manje, is that we suffer mentally. And that is a difference between me performing well and me not performing. It's like, I don't want to say it, but I'll say it anyway. It's like Maulimala nowadays, Maulimal. Brandon and I, because we played for the same team previously, we both had MCL injury, a tear in our knees.
Yes.
Every game kumele sijove to play.
Yes.
Omunye umuntu is gonna say, strepa lento, uyenza umhlabelo, uzoba right. You know, but it's different now. The physios will tell you you've got a tear, your knee can't, because once this part of your knee, your career has a short span, but no one protects us. Hence I'm saying Guti, it's a much bigger thing than it's deeper than you understand. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I hear Ukerot where he's coming from. I hear where you're coming from, Guti. Go tell your coach and tell your coach how you feel. We've done that in our career paths from different experiences. But other coaches, and I'm saying it broadly, uzoithatha personal. So Guti, maybe now you humbled yourself, but you don't know Guti, I actually love what I do. One thing that I can say about all of us, we love what we do, Tamex, and we don't want to disappoint anyone. Let alone Chelade. Let alone when, and now that we know that, you know what, you put everything on the line for it, we need to put our limb on the line, our next knee on the line. But you need to understand that before we go on the pitch, we also need to be protected. Sometimes from ourselves, because our biggest enemy is ourselves. Maybe today training, most schools outside, I was training, coach didn't make me feel too good. He didn't tell, he won't TTC in a way that I don't feel like the best player. Off record, things like that do happen, but coaches need to be managers. Coaches need to be fathers, because we spend more time nani than our actual family. Brandon, when was the last time you saw your family? I don't know. Because who said Durban? He's trying to graft for his family in Durban. And we don't eat the fruits in the family yet. But we're the first one that's going to be judged. Once it's immediately, the player's not good enough. Laba yaslis. Laba, they only want alcohol. They only want fast cars. But maybe lama player laba wabone klapin. Brandon ulele. I have been in a situation they found few of our Pirates teammates in the club, but all Pirates players. We even lost the game, Tamex. This guy, Astega Sonke. Astega Sonke on the page. And I understand, because you start to learn about when people support, they support with everything. It's in Maidliwa, all of you are associated. You understand? So, Maidliwa, that time, that guy tagged us all on Instagram on the Pirates page. Some of them are met up in the club. But I'm taking the fall for what he sees. But you see that not all of us are protected, because for as you say, it's results, it's business. But it's careers, it's lives, it's Brandon, it's Malinga, it's Kerot, it's people. Because tomorrow, Tamex, contract can end anytime. Anytime your contract can end. And I mean, every time I go on the pitch, I want to do everything that I can for the team. But I just mean, like, sometimes, maybe in the next generation, I don't know, because the new generation, I feel like football has changed now. As you see the youngsters coming in, the youngsters think it's easy to play right now. Which, when you see Abo Relebokhile, they're doing so well, and it looks so easy, but it's tough. It's sometimes overwhelming, because they're still young. And when you've played Kerot, I don't know, maybe these guys have played for more than 10 years in the league, and more, myself as well. You understand that the challenges get tougher every year, because as you know, every year is different. Every single year. Because Mina, 5 years ago, I would never speak about mental health. But 5 years later, I can tell you, I know someone that killed himself that was close to me, that I knew every single thing about him, but he still killed himself and he still left a child. You know, I hope his soul rests in peace, and I know maybe when this episode comes out, his family will see. But because it still hurts me a lot to say, why did you do it? I thought, Guti, you can have a permanent job, you can have a car, you can have a house, you can have a girlfriend, but you can still feel like you're lonely in the world. And we're still not protected. That's how footballers sometimes, Tamex, it's a face. Umbona dagwa, or umonda
Behind.
but more vula the gates. And the gates is not his gate indeed, it's the gate to his heart. Umbona akala, it's tough. And that's the conversation Brandon once asked me, how do you still keep going when you've lost so many people in your life in such a short space? Your grandmother passed away, your grandfather passed away, all these things. And I said, I have to keep going because I love what I do. But I'm going to be judged. uyaphuza utlolani things is better. You
I
understand?
think Lungelo, we still need to talk about this. We need episode and bring all the legend and sikhulume ngale zinto. Some people they will help them and mesikhuluma abantu beyilalele. Even the owners of the team, they will understand what understand. Ngiyibone na ku-Pirates, they do those things, bekhuluma, be-unpack lezi ziyasiza. I think it's a right decision oyithathile Arrows. Ke kulande all these people in Arrows ke bakwazi nabo ukuzivoice out ngoba mebeyivoice la e-studio, yeah, we were talking in the studio, but nabanye bazokwazi ukungena, and we need a coach nabo la.
Yeah.
They must come and see. So babuza thina asinqeni ukubabuza. Yes, on the ngisho. We'll ask for them, for the players.
I feel like njengoba usho, it takes a leader. Some of the coaches are not leaders enough. Mina mangabuyela kweyami, I would say ngaba ngikho la, because once a coach said I'm good enough, kuye e-ofisini I'm not good enough. He takes me to trials kanti uyangikhipha ngapha, yabo. So when I get to that space, okay fine, I signed by a professional team futhi. Mangifika kuma trials, I went to Mbombela. I think I had few teams abangifunayo. When I get that side, he coached me. Mase ngibuya, I'm not signed. Awu, i-chairman yangifonela, mfethu. So and so uthi wena uyaphuza lapha. I tried calling ukuthi azobona ama-files ukuthi how many games you've played, how many you've scored. Lapho ngisase youngster. Yabo. So mase mangikhuluma no-chairman la athi yeah, so and so ushilo ukuthi ke no, we can't take you. Fine, pack my bags, went back home. Lapho angitholi nix. I had to start all over again. So sometimes, ne generation yamanje, I think bona, they enjoy football because bayithola say right nan, but then us kunzima. Because manje mawufika lapho ugeja igoli ukuthi wayo imali engayo uyazi. Abazi ukuthi mhlambe sinini ngishonela umntanami. Yabo. So ezinye izinto endlini abazi ukuthi kwenzakalani. I had to start from scratch. I've got like siblings mara abazwani nami. Yabo. So I had to start all over. Kuningi. So umuntu mayebona ulapha udlala uyitshela ukuthi hayi cha kumnandi yabo. Noma uhola kumnandi no. So enye nenye ngaba mele upeshe la you've got a game on Sunday. So sometimes inzima, but then we need to just pull through. Hayi ukuthi mhlambe siya complain or something. But then it's life, it's hard. But then abantu ngeke bayibone and it's okay.
Also, on your topic, Mr. Max, like with your daughter, like the generation. Like me and him, we come from an era where in football we had to learn on our own. You had to learn on your own. Unfortunately, you wanted a better life for you have to tell her. She can't learn now. So the generation is different, but at the end of the day, my belief and what I feel is like a mindset. You should mirror yourself every day. Before you start at anyone. You wake up, who do you see first? Yourself. What's my day gonna be like? You understand? You wake up every morning and tell yourself how your day wants to be, and I promise you it will be like that because of how strong you put the words or things you put in your brain. Your brain is powerful. If I tell myself I'm tired, I'm tired. But if I say as tired as I am, I'm gonna stand up. So when people take things like that, take themselves, the pride in themselves, like things like that, they can get somewhere. What you're doing to us now, and to me especially, is very good because these are things we weren't taught. It's not easy in where I'm from in Cape Town to learn from businessmen, because the businessmen we see is not the example we want. But unfortunately, stuff from them you can pick up and make yourself a better person. You know, you can, my late mother used to always tell me, 2 things I want from you in life as a mother. Choose your friends wisely and open your eyes. Close your mouth and eyes, because if you check off today's engineers, who's the best ones? The ones who never went to school. It's the ones who looked, and even the mechanics. It's the same. But the generation went because we want to give better education. We want to better the ones we growing up. But also they need to understand that where it comes from. Like I said, it comes both ways. She might be a bit fortunate to start a business, but we don't know her journey of growing up. She cannot go on social media where I can. It's different. We just, because of the mindset. You know, I don't know, you said you don't understand Afrikaans, but when I grew up, in English, they said the empty vessel made the most noise. So because why I have a problem with her, I'm going to say whatever I want. You know, it's up to her to, you know, just a step, this is bullshit, and, you know, sorry for my language, but this, you know, it's very important that we keep our mind, you know, even when we stumble and fall. It gets harder when you don't want to, you know, bring yourself, like Mr. Max said, bring yourself sometimes down to level. You know, sometimes you fail in PSL, unfortunately you have to go to NFD. Humble yourself, you can get back because your mindset. I was 2018, Cape Town gave up on me. My support is everyone because I had a disagreement with the coach and I parted ways. I had no team. It's the difficult part for a footballer. I won't lie, because we don't have education. We don't know what we can do. We've never been taught what Mr. Max just tried to, you know, small Indiana, we need part 2 and 3. But like I say, I felt like, where's my dream now? I'm looking at my community role model. I don't want that. But like, because I feed my mind to say, hey man, sorry for my language, you can cut, but fuck this. You know, because I can't get worse than this. So what am I gonna blame, you know? Fast forward 2 years, I'm back where I am. My first season back, I lost my brother and my mother in 1 year. And close. But I'm a Nedbank champion. You know, sometimes it's like, you stick to you and God will help you, you know, finish the journey. But not by sitting, you know. So sometimes just feed the mind, you know, something I just felt I want to, for the viewers, is like, it's very important, your mindset, because it's easy to listen to Mr. Max, but if I walk out, I can throw it in the bin. All those information, it's easy. The difficult part is to grasp and understand. Maybe go home and, hey, what was the uncle saying? Market, this, and we don't understand that. All we know is offside and goal. You understand what I'm saying? But it's very important because your mindset. Yeah. So that's, and thanks Mr. Max for your experiences and also sharing with us, because we also come from difficulties, but we always tend to use it as an excuse or blame on it. But
instead of using it as a stepping stone. Guys, this has been amazing. I really wish we had more time. We really deserve part 2, 3, 4, like a full-on series, just to get in depth with more of the issues. There's a lot of like psychological stuff, financial stuff that was brewing, and I feel like that is definitely going to be worth the next conversation. It has been really, really nice getting to know everyone here. It's been an amazing, amazing afternoon. So many life lessons, business lessons, soccer lessons. It's been really amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.